Hello, what's going on, guys? And today I'm going to talk about the two RFA signings in the last week. And the first RFA signing that happened was a Braden Point, signed for over $6 million, 6.7, I believe, $1 million for 3 years. It's I guess, a classic way of having it's a classic way of having the perfect bridge deal because it's literally not even 7. It really should have been an $8 million 3-year deal because he's that good and he's a center. He's better than Marner, and he's better than Marner because the thing is he's better than Marner and he's a center and put up 92 points. Marner put up 94, and I don't want to make this a Marner video. I do not want to make this a Marner video, but he's the better player, and he gets the bridge deal of not even $7 million, which is literally it's just perfect, really. It's just perfect, really. People that say, well, this is just a typical bridge deal. Not if it's Braden Point, man. Not if it's Point. Point is that good of a player. He should be making way more in a bridge deal than that. I'll tell you that. He is way better than that, man. He should be making way more money. And yes, a bridge deal. But I swear, if Marner got a bridge deal, he would have probably been making $7 to $8 million if he got. I know. Marner's camp would have went full out on $8 million, I think, in my opinion, for a bridge deal. Point's camp, they didn't even do 7. So it's a perfect deal for Tampa, and it's a perfect deal for Point. It's just a perfect deal for Tampa and a perfect deal for Point. There's really no flaws in this deal. There's nothing. You can't even have. There's no risk in this deal either. I mean, it's so good of a deal. I can't see how it's ever risky. This is literally one of the best deals, in the league. It might be better than any deal in the league right now. This is such a good deal. Now, obviously, entry-level deals are obviously the best deals ever, but this is an actual contract, and he literally is making nothing. So, yes, just a bridge deal, but again, I know there's taxes involved too, but still, he could have been making way more. I mean, it's and again, and I'm a Leaf fan. I don't dislike Tampa. Actually, Tampa's one of my favorite teams outside Leafs, but it still frustrates me when the Leafs could have had a couple, they could have had less money for some of these players like Matthews and Marner, a bit less at least, and Tampa gets cute. And again, I know there's tax stuff, but still, they could have been making way. They could have signed for way more in Tampa, Kucherov. Kucherov literally signed for 9.5 and then gets 128 points. He had 100. I think he had 100 points, then got it goes to 120. Probably won't get that much. If he gets if he gets 100 points next year, though, that's still a bargain because 100 points, 10 million. You should be Kucherov could be a $13 million player if he wanted, but at the time he was probably a $10 million player. 9.5, because ever since it happened, it was a bargain. So Tampa always gets bargains. Like Stamkos. I wouldn't say Stamkos $10 million player, but I mean he still took a pay cut to stay in Tampa. Hedman took a pay cut to stay in Tampa. Everybody basically takes a pay cut to stay in Tampa, and it's kind of insane. And Vasilevsky just signed too. All these guys literally just because Tampa's not supposed to be able to keep anybody, and they're keeping everybody somehow. They trade a couple guys, and some guys retire, so it kind of helps their cap. But that's the Braden Point signing. It's perfect, and this is not even Steve Yzerman. It's just Tampa. I mean, it's not just Steve Yzerman that did a lot of stuff. It was a lot of the guys in Tampa. It's a great management there, and now it's good. It's good at Calgary, which Calgary had the second best record last year. These are the best two records last year in the regular season that had the RFAs done. So it's huge for both teams. They still are contenders without these guys, but they're like, you know, they're much better teams with these guys. I honestly prefer Point over Stamkos. That's how much I love Point. So I kind of love Point a lot. So the next player is Matthew Tkachuk of the Calgary Flames. That just signed for, I believe it was a 3-year deal as well. So Point technically Point set the market as it looks, because I think it was the next day Matthew Tkachuk signed for the 3-year bridge. The 3-year bridge deal worth more, though. It doesn't make sense that, you know, Matthew Tkachuk just signed for more money than Braden Point, which just made no sense for me. $7 million for Matthew Tkachuk. Good deal, but again, it's more than Braden Point. But again, it's a good deal. It's a good deal. I like the deal for Calgary. Calgary was still a contender without Tkachuk, but again, with Tkachuk, how much better are they? A lot better. They get much better. They obviously get more scoring with Tkachuk as well. He's that good of a player. He's an elite player, one of the best players in the league. And Calgary, and you could argue he's one, like, he is one of their best players, like Calgary. He could be better than Monahan already. I still say Monahan's the better player, but Tkachuk's that good. Tkachuk's that good of a player for Calgary. He's super important. And yes, he might be a bit behind, but starts opening night, so doesn't really matter at this point. It's a good deal for Calgary. And those are the RFAs that signed. Those are the two big RFAs, two big names. There's still a few names like Rantanen, Connor, Laine that have to sign. But so far, it's almost done. As of now, almost every RFA is signed. It's great for the NHL to almost have everybody signed, and finally, like, it's great for the NHL have almost everybody signed, so we can start the season and just stop about the RF phase. And talk to you later in the next video.